Everybody, what's up? This is your boy Stacie Lamar, and it is February. Now, February is traditionally the month for lovers. This is that time when you show your significant other, your partner, how much you care. You buy the chocolates, you take them to dinner, you have those little romantic interludes, okay? But on this show today, we're going to be talking specifically on meeting someone. That initial meeting and getting through, making it through that initial stage. This up next on Chopping It Up with Stacie Lamar. Everybody, welcome back. This is Chopping It Up, and I am Stacie Lamar. And like I said, today we're going to be talking about relationships, specifically meeting your potential significant other, and the do's and the don'ts, and that whole meeting process. All right. So with me to help chop this up, I have brought along a few friends, and they're going to help me bring this to you. All right, so everybody go ahead and introduce yourself. We're going to start with the ladies. Nicole, go ahead and introduce yourself, girl.
Hi, this is Nicole. You probably heard me on a previous episode of Chopping It Up with Stacie. I am so honored to be back.
All right, welcome back, girl. Christina, go ahead and give a shout out to yourself.
Hello, my name is Christina, and you've probably seen me on some episodes as well. I hope everybody's doing good and COVID-free.
Alrighty. And my male partner in crime in all this, Matthew, go ahead and introduce yourself now.
Hi, I'm Matthew, and I'm on here again. Get ready, y'all.
Alright, you heard him. Get ready, y'all. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first question or topic in all this is, do you guys agree or disagree that most relationships, and I said most relationships begin in a physical or sexual manner? Now we're going to start with the ladies. Nicole, what do you think? Do most relationships start physically?
I think that initial interaction, you only get one first impression of anybody that you meet. Within the first 10, 15 seconds of meeting somebody, you've already formed your opinion of them. Most of that, it could have been across the room. You found somebody had that look about them that just fit your textbook. But people also have an energy about them. You can walk into a room and you're like, ooh, that person's energy, I feel it, and you just are gravitated towards them. So yes, that initial look might have a lot to do with it and draw you, but that energy is a huge factor to make you want to talk to that person. I mean, it helps having that attraction towards anybody, and it makes you a little bit more drive behind your why on why I want to go talk to them. It's like, I could see us having some beautiful babies down the road. This could work out. This could work out.
Yes. Okay. All right. So, okay. So you do agree that most relationships do start on a physical nature.
Yeah.
You took it a little deeper on us with the energy thing, but yes. Okay. Christina, what do you think? Do most relationships begin on a physical nature?
Yes, I think so. We're talking about dating relationships. We're not talking about work relationships. We're not talking about, any of these other types of relationships that we have in our lives with friends. We're just talking about specifically dating, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, I do. I do believe it has to come from a physical aspect first, because you have to actually talk to somebody to get to know their mind. So you have to be attracted to them in some physical way.
All right. Okay. And Matthew, what do you think, man? Most relationships, do they start on a physical or a sexual nature?
Most definitely. Men are visual creatures, so we're usually drawn to a woman that we're attracted to. Be it her looks or, what have you, but definitely on a physical plane.
Okay. Now, yes, I do agree, and with you guys. So we are all in agreement in that. It's very rare. It's very rare that a relationship starts other than. Now, Christina and I spoke a little bit, and she brought up something, and this is why I say most relationships start, dating and whatnot, start physically. There are some relationships where you didn't even mean to go there with this person. You went to the lunchroom or whatever, and you sat down next to him because he was the only seat in the house, and you started talking to this person and realized, hey, this person's okay. And then from there, something blossomed. So in that instance, you were kind of thrusted together, and and then something blossomed from there. But what I'm talking about, is you're in a club, you're in the supermarket, hell, you might even be in the post office, and Lord knows you can stand in there for a minute, and you see the person, and something about this person, their energy or whatever, made you want to go over there and talk to this person. All right, yeah, because it's very rare that you look at a person and go, wow, I bet she's got a big brain, that just doesn't happen. Yeah.
I don't know, Stacie. I don't know. Sometimes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I'd like to meet that person. Say, woo! I bet she's got a sex. I bet she's got a sexy mind. Woo! And I know, ladies. I know because Matthew and I were talking, and you guys look too. You look. So you're not looking at the guy and going, wow, man, I bet he's got a beautiful brain. All those little, neural rods and everything. Oh, I bet they're so sexy. Okay, so next question. All right, so we are, and again, do you guys agree or disagree? When you are out, whether it is going to the supermarket, and especially if you're going to like a nightclub or restaurant or anything of that nature, but anytime we go out, we, for the most part, put our best foot forward. We put on a little, women, you put on a little makeup, a little lipstick, do your hair a little bit. If you're going to the clubs or going out, in that social setting, you most definitely put your best foot forward. It's, your hair is done, it's done to the nines, and some people even, embellish, where if hair is not your strong suit, you put on that little, what's the thing called, the extension, you put the extension on, and maybe even a full-on wig, who knows. And then the guys, unfortunately, if time hasn't been kind to us and things have kind of gone south, well, we either we hold our breath and suck it in, or some guys even buy those extra large pair of Spanx. But anyway, we put our best foot forward when we go out to interact with the opposite sex. Now, the question is, after the reveal, so I have come over and I'm talking to you, Christina, and we hit it off, and we've gone out a few times, and I'm really, we're vibing. You know what I'm saying? We are vibing. I mean, we are there. You finish my sentences. You know what I mean? But then you tell me, now let's say that I am a butt man. I mean, YouTube, I'm cool. You're cool with the butt. I was going to say the other word, but butt should be good.
Right.
All right. So anyway, I am a, butt man, and you let me know that, hey, I got something to tell you, and you pull off, you take the jeans that you were wearing the night we met or whatever, and there are little pads in there. And so come to find out, you really don't have a butt. Now, am I a jerk for, or, some other words come to mind, I'm sure, but am I a jerk if I go, oh, no, God, I'm sorry, this is not going to work.
I mean, but that's your like qualifying, like that's this is done, because you just said that you guys were talking, we're hanging out, we're vibing, we're getting along, and we're finishing other sentences, and that one little thing is the nail in the coffin. It's like over. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. So
that's what you feel.
Yeah. So am I a jerk for that, or because it could be on the woman's side. Let's say the gentleman drives up in a nice car. He drives up in a nice car, and it never comes up what he does. But the woman just automatically assumes that I don't know, he's a stockbroker or something. I don't know, and or president of a bank. And come to find out, that is not his car. It's his mom's, and he lives at home. And he works at In-N-Out. He's the fry king or something. I don't know. And then you go, hey, no, I was looking for somebody with a little bit more upward mobility. Same thing though. You guys were vibing, and while you thought he was doing whatever he was doing, but then when you found out that he was just a fry cook, literally, you said, nah, that's not going to happen. So what I'm asking is, during that reveal, if the person chooses to say, I'm sorry, this is not going to work, are they a bad person? So we're going to start with you, Nicole. We're going to start with you. Is that person, male, either the male or the female, are they a bad person for just cutting it off right there?
I would say it depends on what stage of life they're in. That's a precursor to any of this that I would want to say. Now, if you are 19, 20, 21, hell, even up to 25, 29, if you're in it, you're just trying to have a good time, you're not worried about commitment, you're not worried about whatever repercussions may happen, you're just trying to get it out of your system right now, in the present moment, cool, that's fine. Be realistic, be upfront, don't waste time, if that's your thing. However, you need to understand both sides of the coin. If you are putting a limiting factor on the size or the look of them in a specific way, whether it is their hair, it is a specific body part, whatever it is, if you're saying this is a non-negotiable thing, no, you have now taken, let's say, those 100 girls that you might have been able to date, you're limiting them down to 10 now.
Okay.
So those 10 might not have those mental qualifications, those drive qualifications to be more, to want more, to help push you to be the best you can be.
All right.
But accept that if you're just in it for fun, cool, you're in it for fun. Be real with yourself, though, that you're in it for fun, and don't expect the best of the best and the brightest of the bright and somebody that's going to push you when you're not willing to bend on those levels. If you're okay with knowing that, fine, do your thing. And I'm sure the women that you'll then attract on that stance are going to be the same way. Now, you might have that limiting factor, so they might be right back in your face. Okay, you don't like this? Well, I didn't like this about you anyway, so cool. We get defensive. That's just what we do.
Okay.
Now, if you're in it for a real relationship at this point, like you're dating to find that one and only, you are delusional. You are not going to find somebody that is going to make you happy forever and be the mother to your children or the father to your child. That is going to be that idol, that mentor, that one that is going to be your ride or die. If you can't get over a little thing that could possibly be changed. Hell, if you want them to dress up and look nice, get them that weave. Purchase that weave for them or whatever it is. Or get them that membership. Help drive them. There are so many glute exercises out there to help build that up. There's
so
change
wait,
in the future. But if you can't change that mindset is the biggest factor that's really hard to change.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good to know. I mean, I didn't know that you could build a butt. That's pretty cool.
It's a muscle. You build a bicep. The glute is the same dang thing.
Okay. Well, that's
People
nice to
are
know.
just lazy and they don't want to do it. So get up, get those squats on, get those bridges, get your deadlifts on for seriousness, though.
All right.
And then we can talk.
Yes, build a butt. Come, yes, go take care of that and come back and see me. Okay, all right, Christina, what do you think?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that it's really like fairness wise as far as from men to women, because for you guys, like, what kind of things do you guys have to, you know, disguise yourselves as far as your looks go?
Well, because
You know, like,
we have the same
change
thing.
your hair color, you know, things like that. But I don't know if you go on TikTok much, but some of these before and afters of women doing their makeup or putting themselves together to say go out or whatever look like two completely different people.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, I know.
These girls don't even have teeth. They don't have hair. They don't have. It's that, and I'm like, it's really not fair because to men, because you're not seeing what you're not seeing who you truly are.
Wait a minute. You know, God, that was extreme. I've seen it where, you know, because even some of the celebrities, you know, they do that. I forget what it's called, but anyway, some of the celebrities have even put themselves out there where, you know, it's somebody where you may have even said, wow, you know, she is, oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous. But then she does this whole application little video, and it's like you said, it's like, oh my God, you know, girl, put it on in a hurry, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you're right.
Completely two different people, and it's like, how are you? Okay, so if you're dating this woman, and you guys are dating, maybe you're really vibing if you've gone on like maybe 2-3 dates, let's say, and then you find out that she looks nothing like she doesn't even have teeth in her head.
Wow.
Like, how I don't see men getting past that because men are way too visual of creatures.
That's what Matt said.
To look past that.
Yeah, that's what Matthew said. Now, God, that is so cool, you guys, because you know right now you are on opposite ends of the spectrum, and I like that. We're going to come back we're going to try to tie all this together. Matt, what you say, man? What's your take on this? Chop this up.
Well, like I said before when we talked, me personally, I think I would give that person a chance, depending on, you know, what it may be. Just like I told you before, I'm a butt man, but I've actually messed around with women that didn't have a butt, but we had that connection, you know, where we could be friends or be lovers or whatever. But okay, I still like butt though.
Right.
So my whole thing is, just like I was telling you, you know I like butt. We've talked about this. So if I look at somebody else that's got a butt, don't take it in the wrong manner. I'm just looking. I'm a looker. I'm a look. But it doesn't mean that it changed the way I feel about you. You just don't have any butt. Okay. Like the new song out, you got a little butt. So what?
That's actually a song.
You know, and that's my whole opinion on it. Now, when you start getting into your bald head and you ain't got no teeth and all that kind of stuff, if you start to reveal that kind of stuff, it's definitely gonna change. You know, hey, what's that on the counter right there? Them your teeth? Oh, wait a minute, hold up. Now, something like that, a hair weave, okay, or a wig or something like that, I can get by on something like that. But like I said, when you start, maybe if you start pulling rubber things out of your bra, and it's like, hey, wait a minute, but what's that?
Yeah.
Kind of like that. What was it? I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Yeah.
The old boy took the girl home, and she started pulling off wigs and legs and all this. Man, now something like that, no.
Okay. So
no,
okay.
Definitely be a deal breaker, but
yeah. All right. So
something that small like a hair weave or something like that, or like I said, no butt, or maybe she ain't got no titties. Maybe I'm a titty man and she don't have any, but we're vibing.
Yeah.
So I can't just say, well, shit, you ain't got no titties. I ain't finna mess with you. I don't think that that's right. I think that's very vain. I think that's very vain.
Okay. So you touched on that. That was a word that I was going to bring up, but I'm glad you brought it up. And that's kind of where Nicole was going. Is if you are looking for a life's partner, you know, like she said, you know, this is your ride or die. And you know, for the most part, like I said, we are vibing. I mean, we like the same movies. We finish each other's sentences. You know, she likes what you like when she cooks, and you know, everything is perfect, with the exception of whatever this this reveal was. Now, my thing is, let's say you over. Now we're not going to go to the extreme because you know you guys start pulling off legs and pulling out eyes and stuff. No, let's keep let's keep the reveal simple. Yeah. Now let's. For me, guys, really now think about this. Now, let's say we move forward, right? We move forward because, like I said, everything is great. It is wonderful. You know, I mean, it's not. You know, this is the person that you know, take to meet your mom, so to speak. You know, because you know that old saying, once you take them to meet the family, that's a lot. You know. So, but you choose to overlook this thing. But let's say this thing was something that, you know, it's really important to you, but you're overlooking it because of the other qualities that this person possesses. Do you think that at some point, now like Matt said, you know, okay, I overlooked it, but hey, I'm going to look because unfortunately you are lacking in that department. So, you know, you have my heart, but wow, look at this one over here. You know, I mean, gosh dang it, look at this. I'm here. I know.
Even if the one that you're talking to say had a nice butt, you're still going to look at another woman's butt. Like, that's not stopping.
No, I mean, yeah, that's true. You know, I mean, you know, yeah.
I mean, I had to keep it real for you real quick, you know.
No, that's a very fair point.
That's true. Okay, yeah, go ahead, Matt.
Well, I'm like this. If we looking, they can look. And if they're looking, you can't get mad about it either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I don't think there's anything wrong with looking. And just like I said, to stop seeing somebody because, oh, well, shit, I like her, but she ain't got no butt. That's, to me, that doesn't make sense. Because you could be losing out on your life's partner, this person that's going to have your kids and live with you and be with you for the rest of your life and love you throughout all of that. Whereas you may hook up with somebody that has a butt. You left this woman and hook up with somebody that's got a butt, and you thinking she's all of that, and she's not. Because things change as the relationship goes along.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So,
all right, so
like I said, I just think that something like that would be very vain, and I don't think it's fair or right. You know, because you it's not just a visual thing. If you just want a trophy, okay, but you ain't got to be totally involved with that trophy. Just, hey, I want to go out tonight. You want to go? Mm-hmm. Come on, let's go. But to actually be involved with that person, no, you can't do that. If you, like I said, even if you overlook something that may be very important to you in that relationship, but let's say it's lacking.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else is perfect. Everything else is perfect.
Everything else is perfect.
That would be kind of ludicrous just to say, oh well, you ain't got no booty, I ain't messing with you.
Yeah.
All right.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean that's real. That's real. And what you guys all said, everybody had a very valid point. But what I'm trying to say, what I'm asking, is that do you think at some point that, I mean, hell, it could be 2-3 years into the relationship and everything is going great, but if it's something that is, I don't know, it could have started when you were a child, For the women, you could lay in the bed as a child and fantasize. I'm gonna marry a man with gold eyes or green eyes or whatever, So for whatever reason, that's locked in your brain, and that's the first thing you look at is the color of the person's eyes. Now, you meet this person, this gentleman, and like you said, everything clicks, everything is great. But when you when you're looking at him and gazing into his eyes, you just don't. that spark or that thing that you wanted as a little girl when you were coming up just isn't there. Everything else is there except for that one thing. And you find yourself saying, man, if you just had, it would be perfect. If you just had, that thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And all I'm saying is that, could that, at some point in time during the relationship, could that rear its ugly head and throw a monkey wrench in the whole thing? That's all I'm saying. Do you guys think that's possible? Nicole, what do you think?
I think that if that seriously is something that would be a breaking deal, you need to do some work on yourself before you are ready to get into any relationship with any individual. Period. End of sentence. Is that are deep-seated issues that you need to fix before you drag anybody else into your whole cluster of mess that you got going on? That one physical attribute is going to be the make or break to somebody who could be your forever. Like Christina said perfectly, you can be attracted to somebody in some physical way. Physical should not always be the way you look. Physical could be, man, he just freaking, my husband just crushed that, or I guess in this situation, my man I'm dating or this girl I'm dating just is so driven, and the way that she attacks it, just, gosh, dang it, I love her so much, and I just want her right now. Let's get to the bed, forget going out. I'm so freaking hot for this woman or this man, whatever it is. Physical attraction can come from different things. And I know what Mike was talking about with jealousy, or Matthew, I apologize, was talking about with the jealousy factor. I think he hit nail on the head. I mean, there is one thing you should be able to appreciate: the human form. It is a beautiful thing. There's a respectful way to do it, and then there is a disrespectful way to do it. If I'm having a conversation with you and you cut me off to do a whiplash backwards to look at somebody walking by, that is a disrespectful way to do it.
Right.
Now, if she's walking by and you glance and you go on our way, I'm not going to get angry. That is frivolous. That is a waste of energy. There is no use for that on that standpoint. But I guess to answer your question, Stacie, if you have that as a breaking point, the color of the eyes, a physical attribute, whatever it is, get yourself fixed before you bring any soul into this mess that you are creating for yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I don't. Eye color is not enough, and if you're 2 and 3 years down the road and everything's perfect, eye color cannot mess that up. Like, that's terrible. Yeah, no.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I totally agree myself. But let's say you get into an argument, and you know how arguments get at times, where you may say things to hurt people because you're mad. You may not necessarily mean what you say, but you're mad. So you bring that up in your argument. You know, I never really liked you that much anyway because I like women with colored eyes. Or I like guys with colored eyes. So, you know, you can push on if you want to. Something like that. But you can actually mean that. I think that in that matter, I think it can rear its head. But to just, for everything's going along fine and everything, and then you just come out from nowhere and say, you know, I always really like women with butt. I don't know how me and you ended up together, but it's cool. But I always like women with butt. I don't even think that should even ever be brought up.
Yeah.
Because you guys are together now, and okay, she don't have no butt, and you knew that before you got to this point. Yeah, and you knew that before you got to this point. So that shouldn't be anything that, okay, you get into an argument and now you want to bring something like that up. I don't think that's right. It happens quite often, but I don't think that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. All right. So, show of, okay, so, no, actually, that's not even a show of hand because that is a very complex question. And Nicole, you know, you said something that was really, really, really good. Like, the physical thing is not necessarily, you know, the way you look. It could be your drive, or like you said, the way that your, you know, future significant other goes after something, you know, and that could be sexy. Yeah, that's a very complex question. You guys really, you know, brought in a lot of good insight on that one. So thank you for that. So next question. Um, you're vibing. Everything's cool. You've done the reveal. You either everything was great with the reveal, or you chose to overlook whatever was going on, and you move forward. When should you go to that physical stage? When is the when does the sex come in? When did that come in? Is a woman thought to be loose or fast if it happens on the first night? Because you look and the fireworks go off, and the next thing you know, there it is. Is the woman, if it is it a deal breaker? The guy's like, okay, man, I want to go, but she doesn't want to go. I have, what is that saying? I have needs, kind of thing. When should that happen? And it be okay with both parties, and where the woman isn't, feeling, loose or looked upon as being loose, and or the guy is, he's like, I'm good, hey, 2 thumbs up, kind of thing. Matt, when does that happen? And when is it okay for that to happen? To go to the next level?
It depends. It depends. Just like I think it was Christina said, sometimes those sparks just may be there, and it's just that physical feeling you have. Oh, I got to have her, or oh, I got to have him. Mm-hmm. And you may be like, man, let me do this right now. Let me let this dude know I really like him, mm-hmm. or vice versa. So it's kind of hard to say. I'd have to say when both parties are willing participants.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that trying to talk a woman into it is a good thing. I think it just has to happen naturally,
Mm-hmm.
And for a man, a man is always ready. A man is always ready. So it really depends on the woman.
Well,
and what she wants to do and where she's trying to take the relationship to.
Mm-hmm.
Because in a lot of cases, it's not wrong for them to sleep with you on that first night. But a man may have an altered view on that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she slept with me on the first night, man. I don't want nothing to do with her.
Oh, okay. Why is
that?
Why is that?
You feel that way?
What?
Mm-hmm. Some men really feel that way?
Well, hold on. Let him finish. Okay, so Matt, go ahead.
Some men do what? Wait a minute. I didn't know the question.
No, she asked if do men really feel that way?
Some do. Some do. I won't say all, but some men do feel that way.
But you're gonna have to elaborate for them. 'Cause I can see them scratching their heads right now. Why would a man?
Some men don't trip. I've been with women that I've slept with on the first night, and I've continued on with them, not feeling like, oh, she just a hoe. But then too, maybe in the back of my mind, I might have also been like, well, man, she do this with everybody she meets, or is this just something, or is it just me?
Yeah.
Because from that point right there, that kind of matriculates the whole relationship right there.
Yeah.
That kind of goes back to what Nicole was talking about, in that depends on the stage of life that you're in. Like, if you are looking for a relationship, so to speak, or your life partner, then you're maybe not going to want to have sex so soon, so that you can make sure that this is a person that you want to be around. But if you're in a different stage in your life, maybe sleeping with somebody on the first date, you would be okay with it.
That's
exactly.
That's a very good point. Nicole.
Because when you're young, it really doesn't matter.
Right,
when you're young, you just go and do some stuff. And you say, oh, that was good, yeah, let me get some more, or I could have did without that, or man, I wonder how he feels about me, what he thinks about me. I don't normally do this, but I was just so attracted to this guy or this girl. So how do they feel about me?
Okay, Nicole, what do you got to say on that? Go ahead and chop that up.
I would say when it comes to this, both of them make really good points. Christine, yeah, totally on the point in their life. Matthew, yes, 100%. When both parties are willing and ready, that is one of the key things. And everybody has their own comfort level in this kind of, it can make you very vulnerable. Maybe you had some bad experiences in the past. Maybe you've only had great experiences in the past. Maybe it's been the glue to all of your other relationships. Maybe it's a thing that tore down your last relationship. Everybody has their own past that they carry with them, a lot of them pretty heavily on their shoulders.
Yeah.
And sex can be a trigger. So if you're ready to go on the first date and both of you are ready to go, cool, freaking have fun, do it safely. Side note, make sure everybody's protected and all that kind of fun jazz is going on. Then just enjoy it. Make sure that's a great bonding way for you and the other person to connect on a different physical level that you can't just get through conversations. Mm-hmm. So it's awesome when you can get to that, but that's what it should be. It's that passion, that drive, that fire that you can get between the relationship when both are ready. This could be that first day, might be a week, maybe after some have an arbitrary number, that like after 3 times. Whatever it is that makes you feel good,
yeah,
and not feel like you can sleep with yourself at night the next day. If you're going to have trouble sleeping the next day because you slept on the first date, just say, no, I'm not ready. And if that person then freaking dumps you for that, good. You just dodged a whole hell of a cluster mess. By then you saying, not tonight, and them breaking up with you or saying, no thank you after that, cool, go on your way. You saved yourself possibly a year of headache and heartache. I think just conversation, be blunt and honest, and if you're feeling vulnerable or something's weird about it, tell them. Don't hide it. It is supposed to be a very intimate thing between two people, not a awkward, weird, I don't know, just, I don't know, communicate. Be honest. It's a vulnerable thing. It can be so much fun when you open up.
Yeah. No, God, that was very well put, because when two people do decide, and Matthew, what you said, when both parties are willing, that's the key. And when both parties are actually willing, you're both ready for this, and like Christina said, I mean, it could be on the first date, it could be on the second date, hell, it could be like an entire month. But it's so interesting because, you are doing your thing with this person, and there's always somebody in the background being, man or girl, you haven't, and it's been, they'll put a time frame on it for you, and, try to pressure you into doing something in your relationship that you might not be ready to do, I always found
it is your relationship.
Yeah,
it is not their relationship, and someone else's opinion of you is none of your damn business.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I totally agree, because like I said, I always found it interesting how, someone else, and it could be someone that you consider a very good friend. This is my boy or my girl that I grew up with. We went to high school together, and this is my girl. But your girl is going, girl, you better give that man, what he wants, or you better get that before you. But yeah, I totally agree. What you just said, Nicole, I totally agree. It's not their relationship. And even though that might be a good friend or a very good friend, you just tell them, hey, look, I hear what you're saying, but this is me. It's not you. You're not dating him. Or, if you're talking to your boy, you're not dating her. I'm digging this chick, and I want to make sure that I do it right, All right, so.
If you're friend, you can thank them for their opinion. Say, thank you for giving me your advice. I take to heart. You're one of my true friends, and I appreciate it. However, in this situation, I'm moving forward in this way to make me feel comfortable. And, I mean, you guys both have the same thing at heart. Your best life.
Yeah.
You and your best friend, whatever it is. You both want the same thing. It's not always thought of to be the same route because they have their own opinion, you have yours.
Exactly. All right, guys.
Yeah.
All right, next question, next topic. All right, so, and I think in talking to you guys, I think I already know where this is going to go. This particular topic. However, a very large percentage, and unfortunately, it does have to do with race, because there are some men that will do this more than others. And then I'm going to tie into something else, which is it's so crazy. You guys are going to get a kick out of this. But anyway, we'll start here. When do or should you when do you start making demands on your potential or your hopefully future partner in life? So, and what I mean by demands is, let's say when you meet this person, there is just somebody in their life that you just cannot stand. For whatever reason. If it's a guy, you're looking at this, your girl's best friend or your girl's friend, and this girl, in your opinion, is just out of control. We let's say, we call them hoochies, okay? She's just out of control. And you're looking at your girl and you're telling her, okay, look, me and you, oh my God, we're cool. But when you're with her, you are a totally different person. I don't want you hanging out with her anymore. Okay, now remember, this is this girl's ride or die. They done been through some stuff. This, bam, that's her girl. Or, and on the other end of the spectrum, that's his boy. All right. Or he has, ladies, your man has a friend who he's a female friend who he's known since childhood. Hell, they slept in the same crib together when they were babies. The families are that tight. And but she's beautiful and she's got everything going for her, and she makes you just a little bit insecure. Do you tell your man, I don't want you seeing her anymore. Take that number out your book. Delete that number from the phone. She's out the picture. Or let's say you have that you do have that gorgeous body, and the guy comes up and says, I really don't like it when you can't wear that. Don't wear that. That dress is too tight, or those pants are too tight, or whatever, that's too revealing. You can't wear that. When does that take place? If it does take place, and and should you allow it to take place? All right, so Matt, let's start with you, man. When does it?
Man, I will hear some stuff. Okay. Here's my take on that.
Okay.
If depending on the man and or the woman, as far as friends go, I feel like if you, let's say she does have a girlfriend and she's wild.
Yeah.
She's wild. She just out there just doing her thing, having a good time all the time, and she's single. And, you go out with this friend and party.
Mm-hmm.
But now we done hooked up, and I'm kind of like, no, I don't mind you, still being friends with her, but I don't want you going out with her because she's just a little bit too wild. I don't want you to get caught up in a situation where something may happen, whether it be you do something with somebody, or let's say this person is trying to force you to do something or something. I wouldn't want that to happen. So no, I don't want you hanging out with her like that, going to clubs and stuff. Now, as long as you guys go have lunch or what have you, okay, I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm.
But then on the other end, on the other spectrum, if I have a male friend that you may not like, and same thing, that dude is just a hoe. I don't want you around that dude. Okay, I'm not going out with him. We may go do whatever, or hang out in the garage or whatever, but I'm not going to go out with him. I can do that personally, and if somebody put that to me, I can accept that. But telling somebody how to dress and all of that, I think that's a bit much.
Okay.
So I think that would create a big problem in the relationship.
Yeah.
Either on my end or the other person end. You know, for me to say, you know what, you showing too much chest there. You need to kind of cover that up. You was doing that when I met you.
Right.
So who am I to tell you you can't do it now?
Right.
If you feel that strongly about our relationship, you shouldn't do it. Period. Anyway.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Or you got that dress is just a little bit too short, girl. I can see you walking. When you walking, I can see your butt cheeks. No, you can't. You know. But just like I said, if you respect the relationship, I think you would change that anyway.
Right. Okay. All right.
That's my thought.
Okay. Christina, go ahead and chop that up, girl. So what you think?
Honestly, I find that whole line of behavior very controlling. You know, I come into a situation or a relationship and I have my friend and she's a little bit wild and everything, but you have to be able to trust me that I'm going to make the right decisions to honor the relationship.
Nice.
You know what I mean? As far as clothes go and stuff, I don't know, like, I've just always been the more subscribed to the thought process of let people do what they want to do so you can see what they would rather do.
Okay.
You know, if you're trying to say, no, I don't want you to do this and I don't want you to do that, you're not really seeing the person and letting them make decisions and letting them honor the relationship. Instead, you're trying to control it.
Good point. Good point. Darn.
So, yeah, I did have a relationship where I had his best friend was horrible, like just horrible. I couldn't stand to be around him. He was like 10,000 times narcissist, you know, the whole thing. And I would end up having to just distance myself because I couldn't, it was his friend. He had to, you know, deal with his friend and whether they had a friendship or not, you know what I mean, that was on him, but I had to, like, take myself out of the scenario because I just couldn't be around that person, and that's how I handled it. I didn't say, no, I don't want you hanging around him when this is a person that's been in his life since they were little kids.
Right.
Like, I'm not that powerful, you know what I mean, like, to fight against childhood friendship, you know what I mean? I just don't think that that's fair. So I just find that whole line of questioning, I just find that very controlling, a person that's trying to do that.
Yeah. Nicole, what are your thoughts on that, girl?
I would have to say that does become a very tricky. First off, I think what Christina just said about the dressing thing, like if you were, let's say, I'm a guy, I'm dating a girl, and I'm going to my nephew's 2-year-old birthday party and she's in a hoochie dress walking out there, that shows me a red flag, like this woman doesn't know how the heck to dress. Maybe that's a sign for you to reassess her mental state. But at the same time, if she's going out and having a crop top and you're going out small and you feel uncomfortable with that, that's a jealousy sign. That's going to be a toxic trait that will eventually lead to really big issues in the future. I don't think controlling in that sense is okay. Now, if the opposite's about to be inappropriate, like the previous example, different situation where sit-down conversation of, hey, do I really need to express what you're supposed to and not to wear to a 2-year-old's birthday? I didn't think I need to do that to you. Right. Now, on a friend, regardless if it's going back to childhood or it's a new one that's a really close coworker, whatever it is, you have to ask the question of, is this person that I'm surrounding myself creating an unhealthy behavior within me? You are a sum of the top 5 people you surround yourself with. So if you're surrounding yourself with people with toxic traits, energy-sucking vampires that just drain the life out of you after you're done with them, why do you want to be around them anymore? Because you've known them for 20 years?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter. If their values don't line up with where you want to go into the future, people change and have to move forward. And it's not saying to that significant other, hey, your friend's a deadbeat, get rid of him. It's asking them, hey, does your friend have the same values that you want to see yourself having in the next 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
Does your friend have the same values that you would like to instill in your future son or daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to help you go to the next level? Unfortunately, if that answer is no, have them really think about it or have a conversation with their friend. It's not giving them an ultimatum. It's bringing the light to them to see the negative traits. Like, hey, when you're hanging out with this person, you come home exhausted. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to spend that intimate time with me, and you're just in a really snappy mood, and you become almost controlling in a way. Sorry, Siri started talking to me, apparently. It's about making sure that you guys are on the same page and that what you want out of the relationship, even if you're just a month or two into it, having that open line of communication to where you guys have that same goals in mind are going to be critical. And it's, now I know, Stacie, you asked about the topic of like a woman or a man that's like a friend and might make you feel uncomfortable. Now, if there's two different routes in my opinion on that. If you have, like, my husband had somebody texting him at 1 in the morning and it was a girl, or calling constantly, or I see some kind of like a flirty, like a little bit too much touching going on, I gotta have a conversation with both of them. Be like, hey, this is unacceptable, needs to stop. I'm cool with the relationship. If you can keep it respectful, that means like no texting after 8 o'clock at night. That's when, like, we're supposed to go to bed, not having text messages with some other girl. And the pretext also happens.
Right.
If you had a previous relationship with that person as well, there's going to be some previous feelings involved. And if you start sparking those up again, it's not me getting jealous. It's me just saying, hey, this is not comfortable for me. What if I were doing this to you? Would you feel comfortable in the same situation if I was talking to X person that I used to date and I was flirting with them, texting them at 1 in the morning? That's disrespectful to everybody in the relationship. Like, cut that out. There's no way. Stopping a child, grow up. That's not how you deal with relationships.
Yeah. I like the way you handled the friend thing, the wild friend thing. Now, you're basically telling your significant other, you should stop hanging around this person, but you're putting it in such a way that you're leaving the decision up to him or her. If you're, guys, if you're talking to, your girlfriend, you're basically saying, is this really what you want? You're putting the facts out there and saying, so what do you think? So you're in a sense telling them, look, he or she is no good, but you're leaving it up to your partner to say, you know what, you're right. I'm gonna, I'm not gonna like cut him off or her off, but I am gonna start, hanging out with that person less, So that's a good way of doing it, instead of coming in, kicking in the front door and going, you will do this kind of thing.
If they make up their own plan, if they make the decision themselves, they're going to follow through with it.
Yeah.
Or if I tell somebody what to do and give them a specific plan to do, the odds of them following through and actually going with it is a lot less likely. So if they come up with the decision on their own, I do see this as an unhealthy relationship. They're going to follow through with not communicating or making sure they're going to only hang out in certain ways if it behooves them. They're just going to follow through more, where eventually they might find a weak spot and not follow through because it's not their plan.
Right.
If it's their plan, they're connected to it more.
Right. No,
but if I give them the plan, they're not connected to it anymore.
Yeah,
totally. It's mine, not theirs.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yep.
All right, guys. Like I said, man, wow. If you look at your time, I mean, So basically, what I'm saying is that time. I would like to meet with you guys or get together again because, wow, there's still so much to talk about because the relationship itself is so complex. It is not just to get together and then, it ain't like it is in the movies. There's a whole lot of moving parts. And I'd like to touch on, all those moving parts. So today, all we did was talk about meeting and, getting past the initial, any little bumps in the reveal, and then fine tuning so you can move forward to the next stage. So that's what we talked about today. And even in just that, there were a whole lot of moving parts. So relationships are wow, there's a lot of work to be done in those. But I'd like to get together with you guys and continue and move on to the next stage, if that's okay with you. But yeah, for today, we're going to leave it at this. All right, so I will talk to you guys at a later date. We'll be getting together soon, I hope, to continue. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up with my viewers. And thanks for chopping it up with me. Appreciate it. All right.
Thanks, Stacie. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank
Bye.
you, Stacie.
All right. Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Woo! Wow. Okay. And all we did was just say hi. Hi, my name is. That's pretty much what we did. And then we ended up with all that. Okay. So, guys, relationships are something that is not to be taken lightly. There's a lot of things that go into having a successful relationship. Wow, I'm kind of just blown away with what we just talked about. Anyway, this is Chopping It Up. I'm Stacie Lamar, and if you like the content on the channel, please hit that subscribe and like button. And as always, guys, you really want to hit that notification bell because there's a lot of good stuff coming. A lot of good stuff. Stuff that you do not want to miss. Alright? Again, I'm Stacie Lamar. This is Chopping It Up. And we'll see you on the next upload.